Yo, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Vussy Mags. We're back with another analysis. If you're new to the channel, click the bell notification icon, like, comment, subscribe so you don't miss out on any future drops. And today we're gonna analyze NAS100. It's a Sunday morning, so I'm gonna drop this one early so you guys have more time to actually go through it. And also, trying to figure out the whole making a group thing so I can drop this analysis screenshot so it can be a little bit easier for y'all. So I'm sure in the next video I'll be having a solution. Just be a little patient with me. Understand? In the meantime, it's just grab your notepad, relax, and try to digest the information I'm gonna give to you in this video. Alright. So boy, once again, welcome back to the channel. Let's get it. What you call? Hopefully we can have a couple instruments to look at. We're gonna start with the weekly. Excuse me, just to show you guys what's happening now. Okay, we're in an uptrend. Number one, obviously, forever. And between these two trend lines that you're seeing, that's our ascending channel. So the price is, you know what I'm saying, you can see the price is moving up. And we're gonna go to our daily time frame because we're doing a top down. So this is all coming from the analysis we did last week. So we're just adding on to it. Yeah. Just adding on to it. So you can see what is happening here. Yeah, for the beginners, you know what I'm saying, you just need to put in more work, more research. You'll eventually get it. So we have our support area, which is down there. It's on the danger, so price is not gonna make its way down there like for a while. But yeah, I'm saying just to see the clearer picture, because remember, if you're analyzing, you have to try to paint a picture with your tools that are available, your trend lines and whatever, and rectangles. And so like when you look at a chart, you immediately know what's happening. Yeah, I'm saying. So you can see I also have this midsection here. It's because it was such a strong zone. It was such a strong zone where the price couldn't close below before eventually pulling back up. So I'm just highlighting it to see what the price might do. Because remember, if your price is, you have to look where your current price is and try to get in as much data as you can about what the price might do around the zone. So I have this support and this resistance zone there. It might get tested 3 times before the price. If the price is going to make its way to the trend line, it's definitely going to do something here. So that's number one. Number two is this zone I just told you guys about. That's number two. Number three is this gap that the market has left untapped. And you must know, the market will always go back to a gap. If there's a gap, the market will always make sure to go and fill it eventually. You understand? So I'm going to show you guys another example of a gap. So there was a gap here, but you can see the next candlestick went to tap inside. Meaning, as long as the price went to tap in there, I'm saying the gap is basically filled. Well, it's not really filled, but the price went to tap into a gap. That's the important part. So this gap that we have here, it hasn't been tapped. Understand? So it's either the price is gonna go up, go down, or you understand. So that's what we're looking for. I'm not here to tell you where the price is gonna go. I'm here to tell you what to do if the price goes to a specific zone. Yeah, dig. So we're gonna go down to our H4. And go down to our H4, and we're going to see this is where now I managed to get this trend line. So this one is coming down from the H4. Yeah, trend is coming down for the H4, and you can see there's quite a number of gaps. There's a gap here which was tapped into. Eventually, it was filled. There's another gap here. It was tapped into by this candlestick, and also this one they tapped into the gap. And then the gap that we're talking about is this one now. It hasn't been tapped. So I know the price eventually is going to make its way to go and fill that zone in the price. So as you can see, the price has kind of been struggling to basically go and push higher highs. Because this was a high and then the following high was a bit lower than the previous one. And you can see the price is kind of consolidating at this area. It's not really... Yeah, I'm saying it's not really doing much. Instead of like versus, if you looked at it here, you can see the price is clearly moving up. But here you can see, it's just like if we looked at this zone here, you can see the price is not really doing that much, so it kind of leaves room to, gonna go down to H1. It leaves room for us now to look at where the price is doing here on the H1. I'm gonna operate it like this now, and then I'm gonna operate basically this high right there, right? So liquidity was taken here because this was a low, but if let me just add my session break so I can see what's happening day to day. So you can see now this is a multi-trading session. What do I mean by that? I mean this was the 14th, this was the 15th, and eventually this was Friday. So this is in a space of 3 days. Né? The market went back to the previous day low. It went to grab liquidity there. And what do I mean by that? Let me stop using this type of words, because I'm hoping there are beginners who are coming into the channel. Yeah, I'm saying, to just get a little bit of sauce. So let me try to keep it as simple as possible, because all this jargon doesn't really translate to making money unless you're making money. You understand? So as you can see, the market came to test this support, so to speak, and although the price closed below, the next candlestick went back above the resistance zone. You understand? So it's important when you're trading now, because remember, you're not going to open your trades in H4 or daily or weekly. If you're doing that, then you are mad. But really, that's the case. So when you're opening your MetaTrader, this is how it's going to appear now. So you must look at the previous day highs and the previous day lows and see what's happening. We never made our way on Friday. We never made our way to come and test this zone before the price eventually broke down in this final candlestick. We never made our way to the high, and we also never made our way to the low. So like here, if you are trading, you trade based off of what's happening within that trading session, or look at what's happening within that day. But if we're just looking at this 3 days, we can see the price is not really moving up. It's just moving kind of sideways. So I'm interested to see if are we going to come and test back up and then make our way down to come fill this gap, or what. But I have my money on seeing sales in the future, and the way I'm going to go about it is I have to see something of this pattern happen, similar to that, where the price is going to come and test the high, and then if the next couple of candlesticks can manage to close below, like if I can draw, like if the price is gonna go up to this zone, man, you're giving me a space, to this zone here, and then we see the next couple of candlesticks close below, then we can kind of use this area as a SL, and then try to get a move down, like 1:2 or 1:1. Don't ever hold the market thinking, or you're going to enter here and the price is just going to keep going to fill that gap, because remember, if Monday starts here and then we have Tuesday, you're going to get charged for holding your trades to the next day. You're going to get charged. Number two, the price can go down and still go against you still, before eventually, because price rarely moves the way that you think it's going to move. It doesn't move like in one direction. It can it can take like a week to get to a certain price point. So don't think that you're just going to get a sell and then just hold it. You're going to have to keep in mind the trading sessions and try to get trades within this direction within multiple trading sessions, and not just to hold a trade like once until the price makes its way there, because your profits are going to diminish, trust me, and the price is going to find a way to shake you out of trades. Well, that's the case with me. So I just try to get a move within the direction within a trading session. So I know if I'm trading NY, because it's NAS100, always trade NAS in the NY. So if I'm trading NAS in the New York session, I know I have a window period of like 3 hours to try and get a move in that same direction. You understand what I'm saying? So yeah, I think we are going to see, I'm going to have to see what the price is eventually going to do. yeah, let's go back to the also wait. So for those of you who want to trade NAS 100, but you know, with SA brokers, it's a bit expensive to trade NAS. You can make a lot of money, you can also lose a lot of money. So I suggest if you're still starting out, you can trade US 500 instead of NAS. Ne? You can trade US 500 there. Let me see something if they're having the same structure. They kind of are having the same structure, kind of. They move in a very similar way. Let me open NAS. Let's see. You dig. And then let's go back to US 500. You dig. So, like the same principles I'm describing for NAS 100, they kind of work on the same. Most of them work for US 500, and it's way less expensive to trade. So you can afford to make a few mistakes. Like let's say you find it with 500 rands. With NAS, you have one trade with 500 rands account. You have one trade. This is what no one talks about. You have one trade in you with 500 rands on NAS. It's going to blow it, or it's going to make you money. And once you close the loss, even if you don't lose all of it, but at some point you won't be able to open trades because your money won't be enough to sustain a single trade. So I know if you come in with like 500 rands or something, I suggest you go to US 100. Even if you lose a trade, I think you have like about 4 or 5 trades with US 500 with 500 rands account. That's about $30. So you can like make mistakes like 5 times before that you blow the account. But on NAS or US 30, that one is too much. You understand? So I think, guys, I'm still trying to figure out how to make a group where I'm gonna make the group or something where I can just send you guys this analysis and how they're performing on a day-to-day basis. So today we're not gonna look at gold. I only hit NAS 100 for you guys, understand? So it's your boy Vussy Max back with another one. Hope you guys enjoy your Sundays and let's make money this week. Understand? Let's make money when we play pushing peace. So it's a boy in the building. See you guys on the next one. Peace out.